Hello, everybody. Hello, Sparks fans. Again, welcome to my weird, wonderful world. And Sparkstember continues again with episode 17, day 17, album 17. It is plagiarism. And again, I'm going to be using my trusty scale here. So when I give my numbers, you know exactly what they mean and where they stand. And so again, I don't have any extra news. When I do, I will let you know. I just want to kind of get into these. I don't want these episodes to be too long. First of all, okay, let's briefly talk about the cover. I like the cover. I give that a 9 out of I do give that a 9 out of 10. It's pretentious as it is a big fu to the studio. The whole album is, in a way, and I kind of like it for that. I should give it extra points just for that. How much of a how much in defiance it is to, and a couple of the other subsequent albums after that. It's so obvious when you see the signs, when you see the clues. But anyway, calling it plagiarism, okay. And when I put the scores down, there's 19 songs, so it's out of 19 songs. But still, the scoring I think is super, super accurate. And I put notes here on the side, like arrows pointing up or down, whether I gave it a lower rating than the initial rating, like say for Pulling Rabbits, okay. Pulling Rabbits, I think I gave that a 10 out of 10. I need to double check. Did I give that? No, I gave that a 9.5. Yes, I gave Pulling Rabbits Out of a Hat, the song, a 9.5. So, starting with Pulling Rabbits, which of the plagiarism version, I gave that a 9. So it went down point 0.5 points, and I will go through all of these with you in fine detail after I'm done giving you the numbers. So this town ain't big enough for the both of us. Now, what kind of don't like about the Pulling Rabbits and the this town ain't big enough for the both of us, and like the first three tracks, for example, they all kind of went down in my ranking of the song because I didn't like the instrumentation as much. I find when you have like it they when you substitute the music with a symphony, you're not getting to true nuance. You're just basically kind of making it fancy. And this is what I think this the whole idea about this album is that they're saying, look how fancy we can get. And I'll give you a couple more examples when we get there. But it's trying to be a little fancy for the sake of being fancy, not for the sake of making any of the songs better. That's my opinion, though. Of course, I'm probably totally wrong about that, but that does not matter. Getting to track number four, Funny Face. It went down the scoring. I gave it here an 8.5. And When Do I Get to Sing My Way? I gave that an 8.5. But then we get to song number six, Angst in My Pants, and I had to give it. It stayed the same. It stayed the same score. It stayed at 10 out of 10, and because they kept it interesting. They changed it up. Yeah, they changed it up, but they kept it just as interesting. They kept up the pace with it just as well, and and I thought, yeah, it was just a little headbanger of a track, and yeah, I thought they did it justice for. So that's the first 10 out of 10 on plagiarism. Then change, got an 8.5. Okay, not as good. Again, the score went down. Popularity, I gave that initially a 10 out of 10. On here, I give it a 9.5. So it went down. The Girl with Everything, I know I gave that a 10 on the initial run, but here it got a it got a 9. Yeah, it went down. Um, yeah, because of the instrumentation, it didn't. it doesn't do it justice to the original song. I like the energy. I like, and the more different instrumentations you can hear within the song, that even better. Oh yeah, okay. This town with number 10, this town with Faith No More. Now, I was a little generous with it, okay? Although this town initially, like the original version gets a 10 out of 10, this one here gets an 8.5. An 8.5. Oh, and just in case you want a reminder, I should have been showing this the whole time. Yeah, again, 8.5. It's good. It's good. The only flaw is the vocals on the part of Faith No More. Why did you choose to sing it that way? You have such a range of vocal, you got such vocal range that you had to screw it up by singing it that way. Russell is perfect. I have no problem with Russell at all. The music is great. It would have gotten a higher score. It would have gotten a higher score if it wasn't for the Faith. Yeah, Mike Patton. What were you thinking? Beat the clock. I kept it the same. I kept it at a 9. I thought they did it was pretty much the same as. I mean, I initially gave it a 9. I give this one a 9 because I think they kept it true to the original and they changed it up just enough to make it different. So I thought they did a great job. Um, or I should say, a very good job. um, the big brass ring. I initially gave it an 8.5. I give this an 8.5 also because they expanded upon it. They made it a little bit. It gets a little repetitious. It gets a little bit same old, same old. Maybe they could have cut it just a little bit shorter, but whatever. It is what it is. But I still give it an 8.5 anyway. Amateur hour with Erasure. That score went down a tiny bit, but I still give it a strong 9. I still give it it's very good. Erasure did a fantastic job with it. Propaganda. Propaganda is the okay. Initially on the album of Propaganda, being just an intro into At Home, At Work, At Play. I gave it an 8. I gave it an 8.5. Yeah, I gave it an 8.5 because it wasn't spectacular. It wasn't spectacular, but I added point 0.5 points to it and made it a 9 because I thought it was I thought, yeah, adding extra lyrics and making it a full song, that's cool. I think that's cool, and I actually really like that, and I thought that was really, really an interesting idea, and it's the only track in all of there so far, and everything that I put that actually got better. That actually is an improvement over the original. So yeah, that's why it went up to a 9 from a 8.5. When I'm with you, that stayed the same at 9. I actually thought it was you know, not. I thought it was very good. They kept, yeah. The original is very good at a 9. This one here is good at a 9. But now, Faith No More comes in the clutch and redeems itself with The Girl With Everything, and had the correct vocals with that one. They had the proper vocals, so that one automatically gets a 10, the second 10 out of 10 on the whole list. So song number 16, Girl With Everything of Faith No More, gets a 10. So it stays the same. Um, the orchestral collage, which is only 24 seconds long, okay? Again, it's just fancy for being fancy. It's not. I gave it a 7. It's something I would even skip or even program it out. like it's just because it's so non-essential. It doesn't enhance any of the experience of the album at all. It's just, oh look, we just have a little weird orchestra thing as an introduction into the number one song in heaven with Jimmy Somerville, which got reduced to an 8, a flat 8, because it's not bad. It's not bad, but it's not good. It's not very good. It's not great. It's definitely not awesome. So, and then never turn your back on anger. I also give a flat 8 because let's face it, they just didn't bring anything. Again, it's the orchestral instrumentation. It doesn't bring any nuances. It just sounds so dull and standard to me that when you take anytime an artist takes a song, a good song, and they reduce it to a more basic strings and whatever orchestral or whatever, or even a quartet, you know, it kind of strips it. I mean, there's some exceptions to the rule, but in this case, no, it kind of diminished those songs. But overall, let's take a look at the overall score now. It gets an 8.789. Oh, I didn't think I wrote that down in the rating system. So let's get to that. So that was a 8. I want to write it down correctly here. Take that out of my mouth. That's rude. And so 8. Okay, 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. 7, 7, 8, 9. Fibonacci. I think. But yeah, there it is in there. Okay, there's no oh wait, there is two 10 out of 10s. Right. There's two 10 out of 10s. There's no bonus tracks. I don't have it, so it's not in my collection, but it gets it. Yeah. So compared to the ranking, these are the rankings of the first 13, and compare those with the. Oh, sorry. Uh, 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 I'll get this right. I'll get this right. Uh, there. Okay, there. You can make sense of that? So, okay, at 8.789, that pretty much puts it right below Big Beat. Just under Big Beat. Big Beat just beat it, but it beat Half Nelson and Woofer and Pulling Rabbits Out of a Hat. So it goes to show, it is pretty decent in some ways, okay? Let's go back to the score so I can uh, nitpick it a little bit. And so, okay, here we go. So I can kind of, I want to make sure you can see everything here. So yeah, angst in my pants. Again, I got a 10 out of 10. The girl with everything got a 10 out of 10. Such a poor, ending to the album. I was expecting a little bit more. Again, just fancy frills and thrills. You started off with some orchestral renditions of the first three songs, then, and pretty much almost the first five songs. It's only when you get that angst in my pants where you're like, yeah, no, that's what I wish they would have done more of in the whole album. You know, it's like, yeah, I guess I'm not a fan of that orchestral stuff, is what I'm saying. So, and yeah, again, Mike Patton, what were you thinking? What were you thinking with the? I mean, popularity is like, look at what ended up getting 9.5, third highest score, popularity. They did a really good job on here with that. So there's some highlights. But for the most part, yeah, the 7 and the 2/8 hit the bottom really kind of, but a lot of strong nines, a few 8.5s, you know. But yeah, that's the score. Um, I think it was a great effort. I don't have much more to say. There's nothing to really talk about lyrics. I think I pretty much covered everything I needed to about every song, and we're not talking about that. We're just talking about, I do want it, and it is good, and I will be playing it, and most of the stuff probably would get better, a little bit better for me the more I listen to it. I mean, for Beat the Clock to actually, not get any worse, it didn't get any better, but it did not get any worse. It's kind of a, kind of I was a bit amazed on that, so I was happy for that one. All right, I want to let you go. I don't have anything more to say. And yeah, I'm just gonna go and be, like always. You know how much I love you out there and how special you are and everything. And if you consider subscribing to my channel, I will greatly appreciate it and love you forever. And please hit like if you like these videos. If you can, I mean it's a tall order, but if you can comment and share and all that good stuff to help me grow my channel. My channel kind of can get stagnant. I can get a little bit of growth here and there, and about a week and a half ago, I had a little bit of a growth that was surprising. It just came out of nowhere, and then it vanished. And then yeah, I'm kind of just focusing on doing all of these for you. But okay, I'm done now. I love you. Take care. I will see you on the flip side. Be safe. And as always, have a great day, evening, morning, night, afternoon, wherever you may be. Peace, everybody.